没错 I really need this no more Yeah, and here's come the real thing 3, 2, 1, let's go盖了跑车的梦里睡得满你的飞机被他说我是个神经病 I don't need no more you fucking 真的不是掉的你只是没有准备好什么的计划听起来那么熟悉放过我吧行不行不要把我当作一个另类别再把信息 You copy and paste 这让认真的我都狼狈难道 love you 也需要被体会就这蓝色马波多看也会慢慢掉落这感觉是真不错 I really need this 马波多看眼泪慢慢掉落到底是谁对谁错 I really need this no more
Is Smoke by Blackie. Now, talking about LGBT, there are movies that portray the LGBT content. I think there's quite numbers of movies, but I want to share with you all are the movies as Lightyear. I believe most of you guys have heard about the controversies, the news or whatever of these two movies. So for Thor Love and Thunder, bored due to LGBT is mentioned in the movie. According to Malaysia's Deputy Communications and Multimedia Minister, Zahidi Zainul Abidin, there is a scene where two characters plays with tired faces, they are exhausted, and then which implying that the two men had an intimate encounter, and the movie was then banned and not screened in Malaysia's cinemas. Now remember that time, the GSC admin, the Facebook admin, they are very funny. They posted the announcement to inform the movie fans, the Marvel fans, that the movie is not screening in Malaysia, and then they changed the title from Thor Love and Thunder into Thor Love and Thunder, means there's no Malaysia. And then the Marvel fans were so disappointed. And for Lightyear, it is also banned in Malaysia due to lesbian kiss scene. So for sure that the scene has to be cut out before screening on Malaysia's cinema, but Disney refused to do so. So that's why eventually cancelled in Malaysia. But however, we can still watch the movie on the streaming platforms such as Disney's Plus Hotstar, but you have to subscribe first before you can watch this. So before wrapping up this session, I've also, like I mentioned before, we have interviewed the students regarding this issue also. So let's listen to their opinion towards the censorship of these movies.
I actually have not seen the trailers or any news about the movie, but I think as long as they don't show too much, I guess, then it shouldn't be. It's a personal opinion, but I don't think it's a very bad thing to show LGBT stuff. It's good to let the society know.
I think the scene inside the Thor, right, that censor is just quite.
I think that is a bit unfair for the movie because maybe there's a lot of supporters who wants to watch the movie whose interest is it's a bit unfair.
I can understand this action because we are a big group of the Islam people, can I say like that? So I actually can understand this action.
So actually after the interview, I found that most of the students were not to say supporting LGBT, but they accept and respect them. Like what we have posted on Thursday, we have to spread the LGBT community, but everyone in this world, I think. And no matter it's the movie or the statement made by the MPs, I think that everyone should have respect, like I've mentioned before, respect, and then not to show your love, but at least you don't hurt anyone, you don't make some offensive statement or go to hurt the LGBT community or even just people pass by you. So I think it's a basic for us to learn how to show respect and to spread the warmness and all those things to these people to make sure our country, our society is in a harmonious situation. And I think this will also help our development in our country in many ways. So yeah, that's basically for today, and I hope that next session I can come back with my partner again, Cici. So yeah, so besides rushing with your assignments, please also don't forget to keep yourself updated with the current affairs of no matter the local one or the international one, so that it is all your life as well. Yeah, so this is Wei Yan. Don't forget to follow our Instagram, TARRADIO, and also like our Facebook page and subscribe our YouTube page as well, so that you can get our live stream in, you can follow our live stream no matter where you are. So yeah, that's basically for today. Thank you and see you next time.
专属的回忆，红转的歌曲，听微笑的声音，看憧憬的背影，转心的灵，转眼就过去。
成绩回荡到海里，过去的美好拥有你，唱过的歌曲，写过的词曲，刻成了我们的过去，多远的距离都不会忘记，红团永远都在心底 ，Where we call home。
珍惜的聆听，转眼就过去，从来没有忘记你给我的回忆，从不曾离去，红转的回忆，有你们存在的时期。
写下的成绩回荡到海里，过去的美好拥有你，
唱过的歌曲，写过的词句，刻成了我们的默契，多远的距离都不会忘记，红转在心底。当我们回到了原点，是否还会不顾一切完成属于我们的冒险？坚定的信念，从不曾离去，有你们存在的时期。回到脑海里，过去的美好拥有你，唱过的歌曲，写过的词曲，刻成了我们的过去，不会忘记，红转永远都为 们存在过的证明，这是我们的传奇。这是我们的传奇。梦想不惧恐慌，照样照着前方的去向。路算再长，也不要遗忘，彼此是彼此的避风港。再累再忙，行途终不会忘，从内心起航，对梦想的渴望。前方的晨光，往未来勇敢的去闯，一起绽放你和我的力量。不停自由的飞翔，乘风破浪，多变成长，总有一天遇见你的曙光。就像在塔尔西餐那 fucking 我也不会放弃。老师们的教诲，新的足迹也值得让我一起去学习。被击倒，被咋样也不阻止我倒下。被培养，别这上也不让他们失望。我不怕，我有我的 homie 和我一起扛下。各位要小心，在业界干得比你们的还要漂亮。或许曾经怀疑自己是不是他们的骄傲，大家还以为这种想法是无知的年少。有挣扎，有犹豫，甚至会感到孤独。别怕，别怕，总有属于你的蓝图。奔向着前方的晨光，往未来勇敢的去闯，一起绽放你和我的力量。不公平，自由的飞翔，乘风破浪，多变成长，总有一天遇见你的曙光。奔向着前方的晨光，往未来勇敢的去闯，一起绽放你和我的力量。不公应自由的飞翔，乘风破浪，多变成长，总有一天遇见你的曙光。奔向着前方的晨光，往未来勇敢的去闯，一起绽放你和我的力量。公平自由的飞翔，乘风破浪，多变成长，总有一天遇见你的曙光。
Good morning, you are listening to TAR News. I'm Zichi, bring you the top news of the week. A secondary school teacher was killed after his car turned total and landed at the entrance of the Sri Tanjung Health Clinic in Malacca. The victim was 59 years old Go Moon Ho, a teacher of SMK Seri Tanjung. Melaka Tengah OCPT Assistant Commissioner Christopher Patit says the incident happened at 8:10 in the morning of Wednesday, March 22. The vehicle hit the concrete wall of the clinic along Jalan Kampong Gelam. The victim is believed to have lost control of his car while on his way to school from the city center. This made the victim die on the spot. Christopher added that a postmortem is being carried out to determine the actual cause of death. Education Minister Fadlina Sidek says school canteen will stay open during the fasting month in consideration of the needs of non-Muslim students and teachers. She said this is the Education Ministry's response to operators who have said that they will not open for business if the non-Muslim students population of the school is lower than 10%.
Buka. Saya sarankan untuk terus buka dan bincang dengan pihak sekolah. Sebab saya pasti ada kanak-kanak yang Muslim juga tidak berpuasa di awal umur. Yang memang tidak ada kewajipan pada mereka untuk berpuasa, melainkan mereka ingin berpuasa kerana ingin belajar berpuasa. Jadi kalau mereka tidak ada kekuatan untuk puasa, mereka boleh maknanya untuk tidak berpuasa dan kantin harus buka untuk meraihkan mereka.
On the issue of reverting the start of the academic year to January, Fadlina said it is coming soon and the ministry is working on the issue. Chinese President Xi Jinping met Vladimir Putin in Moscow in a political boost for the isolated Russian president after the International Criminal Court charged him with war crimes in Ukraine. Xi Jinping will be the first national leader to shake Putin's hand since the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for him on Friday over the deportation of Ukrainian children to Russia since its invasion. China has repeatedly dismissed Western accusations that it is planning to arm Russia, but says it wants a closer energy partnership after boosting imports of Russian coal, gas, and oil following Putin's all-out invasion of Ukraine. It looks to Russia as a source of oil and gas for its energy-hungry economy and as a partner in opposing what both see as American domination of global affairs. The United States warned that if China provides lethal weapons assistance to Russia for use in its war in Ukraine, the United States will respond reciprocally. The United States also urged China that if it really wants to mediate the war, it should call on Putin to withdraw its troops from Ukraine. Independent men's single shutler Li Zijia defeated China's All England champion Li Shifeng and reached the second round of the Swiss Open in Basel on Wednesday, March 22. World number 4 Zijia showed great determination and fighting spirit to come from behind and beat world numbers 11 Shifeng 18-21, 21-18, 23-21 in a thrilling first round match that lasted 72 minutes. The victory was sweet revenge for Zijia, who had lost to Shifeng in the second round of the Indian Open in January. Thanks for listening to TAR News. I'm Ziqi. Have a good day ahead.
Uncertainty principle. Electron has the quality of why I can't memorize it? Hello?
Hey, we are now in karaoke. Do you want to hang out with us?
Hang out? Hello, final is coming.
No need to do lah.
Uncertainty principle. Electron has the quality of. I had told you I want to study. Do you understand?
Oh, it's me, darling. Are you okay?
Mom, I'm okay. Just I thought my friend would disturb me again. Sorry, mommy.
Darling, you're already the best in my world. You can tell me anything if you want. So, have a good rest. And I love you.
Love you, mommy. Good night.
Manage your emotion. Give your stress wings and let it fly away.
Hello, welcome back to TAR Radio. You are now listening to Eyes in the Ear. So I'm your DJ today. My name is Lyanne. It's a bit unfortunate that I don't have my partner today, but it felt a bit lonely. But still, I'm going to share you a movie as usual because a great movie actually able to aspires and inspires all of us today. So today, I'm going to share a story of a kid that I looked up to since 6 years ago. Because throughout my life, I've heard a lot of adults telling me, you all have to listen to adults because we went through life longer than you. But today, I am inspired by one of the viral videos that I saw online, which is when the rain is pouring, but the child chose to be in the rain and lay on the road, and he just so enjoyed the moment. That kind of touched my heart. So I recall that I watched a movie about a special kid 6 years ago, and until today, I still love the movie. So today, I'm going to share a movie called Wonder. Wonder was a movie that released in the year of 2017. It's been some time, to be honest, because when I watched this movie, I was only 14, but now I'm already 20, so it's already been some time. But I liked the movie a lot. I even went to read the book afterwards as well. I felt the children in the movie taught me a lot of things. This movie is about a child named August Pullman, but you can also remember him with his nickname, Augie. So he's a kid that went through 27 surgeries for him to be able to breathe, see, and hear without hearing aid. Yeah, 27 surgeries, it's really a lot, especially when he's a kid. Because not every one of us can really go through and bear and withstand these 27 surgeries. So because he had these 27 surgeries, he looks a little bit different. But if you ask me how he looks, the writer and me will answer you, it's indescribable. You can't really describe him how he looks with a word. But because of his look, he gains attention wherever he walks, just because he looks different. And even kids, when they look at him, they will actually scream and just run away. So that's how he looks. But today, I want to say how much this kid actually inspires me. So we'll walk through the different life that Augie has and let him teach us about life. So, Wonder is a very inspiring movie because it's about a child where he has to went through a different life just because he's different with us. You may say that he's unlucky, but I felt that he is pretty lucky because he has a very good family who supports him all the way. His mom helps him went through 27 surgeries without non-stop, never gives him up. His mom also stops writing thesis and couldn't graduate just because of him, to accompany him to go through 27 surgeries. So Wonder is a movie that actually can inspire us a lot because of the friendship, familyship that he can tell us more later. So in the second segment, I will actually tell you more about the highlights that I love through, and stay tuned.
无法去想象没有你在世界，原谅我总学不会，试着不再信那些从前，却让我支离破碎。Oh, I still got you on my mind, but now I'm out of time。每年以来写下黑白 ，Tell me why oh why oh why。又是一个漫长夜，说不清是第几杯，为什不习惯你的社会，还有你的香味，留下我一人流泪，慢慢凋谢的玫瑰。其实这都已知道不应该去妄想未来的未来。所以说已想有点改，把长期一直想的这份爱从不存在。花谢花开，我决定留在原地等待，期盼着你能向我走来 alright。无法去想象没有你在世界，原谅我总学不会，试着不再信那些从前，却让我支离破碎。Oh, I still got you on my mind, but now I'm out of time。每年以来写下黑白 ，Tell me why 我学不会。
最美，松树的玫瑰我还放在后座。你可能理解不了我的幽默，所以我把爱藏手。说一转头，不是对你来着，家的和平该熟悉你百科，天空记录在的维基百科，你实在找不到个比你来的。回到一人的世界，可能我表达的没那么直接啊，相似模糊的视线，总是要离开后才能够直觉啊，一直都独自的引诱，不管是以前当下还是今后，思念我藏起了啤酒，抬起了眉头，却又上心头。无法去想象有你在世界，原谅我总学不会，至少不再是那些从前，却让我支离破碎。Oh, I still got you on my mind, but now I'm out of time. 每年以来写下黑白 ，Tell me why, oh why, oh why.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you've reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
让钱能聊啊。
Eyes in the ears, let us brighten your world.
So welcome back to TAR Radio. This is Eyes in the Ears. So just now I have been talking about the movie that I wanted to share today, which is Wonder. Wonder is a movie about a special kid named August Pullman. He went through 27 surgeries for him able to breathe, see, and hear without a hearing aid. So he looks a little bit different from others. Just because how he looks different and how he lived differently, he had to be homeschooled until he was 5th grade. So let me ask you guys, how old are you guys when you first step into kindergarten? Well, I stepped into kindergarten when I was 5 years old, but Augie is different. Augie, he had to go to school when only he reached 11 years old. Not because of the school cannot accept him, but just a little bit hard for him to be accepted by the society. So it's definitely a different case for him. But his mother chose to let him go to public school at 5th grade is because it's the new phase of middle school in US. So everyone is new there, so he is new there as well. So I would like to share the highlights. So today, since I don't have a partner, a bit lonely, so I'm going to story tells about this movie instead. So he actually really loves and he aspires to be an astronaut. So wherever he goes, he wears an astronaut helmet. Until the moment that he reached in front of the school, his father kind of asked him to take him off because he had to learn how to communicate with others. So when Augie attended the school for the first time, his dad stops in front of the crosswalk of the school and he stopped and said, I'm gonna stop here because here onwards is no dead zone. It's not cool. So his father could just kind of like reminded him from now on, whenever you go to school, you will be alone. But he reminded him, even you feel alone a lot of times, you have to know that you are not alone. But really just because how he looks different. So when he steps into the school, everyone was staring at him. Then he had to look at their shoes because he couldn't look them in their eyes. So he looked at them shoes and he told us, actually we can learn a lot from observing what people's wearing their shoes and how they are wearing it. But he also said, I really amazed that how he doesn't blame on others. And he said this, if Chewbacca actually appears in his school, which is quite a different look figure in the school, he will stare at him as well. So he never blames others who always look at him. And he shares a quote that his mother shares, which is, if you don't like where you are, imagine where you want to be. So that's how he go through his first day. So getting back to school, we have homeroom teacher. I remember that I liked my homeroom teacher a lot because my homeroom teacher taught me how to read a book. I'm not someone that could read a book when I was young. I couldn't stand reading a whole book. So she gave us a mission. Everyone has to finish a book every week, so you can share a new thing every single week. So we will have like 4 books to be shared in a month. That's how I got the habit of reading. So Mr. Brown here, he has a new habit, which is shares the precept every month. So do you guys know what is precept? Well, precept is actually a motto of life. You can have different motto, like you only live once is actually one of the example of the mottos that very famous. But Mr. Brown here, he shared a quote after seeing Augie in the class. He shared that when given choices between kind or right, choose kind. I will share why he said this afterwards, but there's one more thing that I want to share with you guys is in the class, how he introduced everyone and how he introduced himself is very friendly, because he asked everyone to share about 2 things. 2 things when you introduce yourself, which is you introduce your name and then share 2 things about yourself, which I think very successful. And yeah, it's a tips for you guys to start up a conversation when you want to meet someone. Let's say, maybe I can start from me. Let me give you an example. So I'm Lyanne Loy. I'm a student of diploma in broadcast communications, and I love watching movies. So startup communication can actually be very simple. So we can learn this trick from Mr. Brown and Augie from his class, which is very workable. And then it is very hard for him to have friends because he joined the school at 5th grade, which is very late. So he had very hard time to communicate with others, and people actually keeps avoiding him because how different he looks. And they have this very bad thing happen to him, which is when you touch him, accidentally touch Augie, they will scream and shout plaque. Plaque is like a contagious disease. So he really went through a hard life, but luckily he had a friend called Jack Will, which fought with another kid called Julian that belittled Augie by calling him freak. Well, Jack Will is a child that got the scholarship and joined this school. Basically, if he got penalized, he will lose his scholarship. But for Augie, he stood up and fought with another guy just to defend him. So when he thought that he will lose the scholarship, the principal, which is Mr. Tushman, actually wrote him a letter. He said there are always 2 sides of every story. Let's say you did something bad, but there must be a reason why you did that certain actions. And the principal is very understanding because he knew that, and he shared good friends are worth defending. So sometimes we try to fit in a lot of times, and then we will do something that we may not want to do at first, but we did it because we wanted to fit in. So that's what Jack Will did as well. Jack Will did try to avoid and try to talk bad about Augie behind Augie, because he tried to fit in the society. He knew that he already not good in financial background, so that he tried to fit it as much as he can. But unfortunately, when he talked back, Augie actually realized it because he was on spot. So yeah, so we did a lot of actions that we may not want to do at first just to fit in. But that's definitely, if you know that it's already a mistake, you can definitely correct it whenever you want, because it's never too late. And then one more highlight I want to share is when Augie actually won the Henry Ward Beecher Medal, which is like a big award from the school. And he just started the school like 1 year. He shared that there should be a rule where everyone should at least receive 1 standing ovation because we all come through lives. It's actually mean that, you don't have to do everything big just to receive a compliment or receive a standing ovation. It can be just something that you come through life, because life itself is hard. You have a lot of challenges. There's no guarantee that you can have a smooth life. So when you're fighting a hard battle, surviving throughout every day is actually enough for us to receive a standing ovation, because we fought for it and we stood up for ourselves. So this movie has a lot of messages that I want to share more about later. Let's listen to a song, then we will come back again to talk about the message.
就这样被打败，无法轻易把你的手放开。人生没有常态，需要明白的都该明白，还要一路上有你在。Look at me now, I'm flying high. 孤单不在，你的爱帮我度无数个 midnight。那天晚上，我的爸爸妈妈告诉我，时间太少了，你要勇敢追自己的梦。外面的世界很大，请你别忘了初衷。没去想太多，直到长大以后才慢慢发现 ，Life is a sometimes， 不需要让他们担心，悄悄说 I will be fine。也曾经偷偷流泪，浸湿了我口袋。我想我还来只能去做的事，决心我不再是傻。即使真的不想辜负所有期待，也想要抓了那浪漫也装进我口袋。从梦中醒来，却还在原地徘徊。多想离开，从这人山海，去守护我所爱。不必去猜，有我在，相信我一定 be alright。风雨过后便是云彩，只要我能够熬过来。不想就这样被打败，无法轻易把你的手放开。人生没有常态，需要明白的都该明白，还要一路上有你在。Look at me now, I'm flying high. 孤单不在，你的爱帮我度无数个 midnight。
So welcome back to TAR Radio. This is Eyes in the Ears. So I was sharing about the movie Wonder. We had talked about the summary, a little bit of taste of what the movie Wonder is. I really felt that a little bit disappointed. It's movie Wonder. It's not that famous. It doesn't go viral when it got released. It doesn't go viral when it got released like how other heroism movie is. But it's a movie that definitely inspires me a lot when even I was younger. So I'm going to share some messages of the movie. So one of the message of the movie is being different. I believe that every person has your own personality. Like me, I have very introverted personality. So it's a bit hard for me to go up to someone randomly and start up a conversation. But that is in terms of personality, which you don't get to see that on the first sight when you see someone. But in Augie's case, a little bit different because Augie looks different from other kids. He gets attention whenever he walks, like wherever he goes. And that's why he felt that it is hard to talk to children compared to adults, because adults, at least they know how to hide their emotions when they see Augie. But if a child, they doesn't know how to hide it, they will be like avoiding and cry when they ran into him. But he did bear in mind that he can't fit in because he was born to be different. But his sister Via also shared a quote that you can't blend in when you were born to stand out. So no matter how people look at him differently, even neglected him, he taught me to never neglect ourselves no matter what treatment you're getting from others. Because he did faced a lot of challenges, like everyone in school was avoiding him. He was getting bullied. No one cares about him. Oh, that's the thing I want to share about Augie. Augie hates dodgeball. Whenever he dodgeball, the ball goes to him, no matter in every direction, until he got bruises when he goes home. So you definitely get frustrated throughout when your life, when you face something that doesn't goes into your way, and how people treat you doesn't meet your expectations. But as long you don't give up on yourself, then people will see it, people will try to get it and embrace it as well. The second message of this movie is being a friend. Friendship may come into mind when there's a need, like you need a friend to help you do something, which is kind of realistic, but maybe you're in need of someone to be in a team and work out a project together, just to bear the responsibility together. But what is being a real friend? Being a real friend is not being a hi-bye friend. Like Jack Will, friend of Augie, fought with Julian that belated and bullied Augie. He even risked his scholarships on the line, but it was an act that he really cared about Augie and wanted to be friends with Augie. He did confess that when he first met Augie, he felt very awkward. He befriended with Augie just because Mr. Tushman asked him to be nice to Augie. But afterwards, when he actually had the conversations and spent time with Augie, he knows that Augie is a very good friend. He even shared that if you want me to choose one friend to be in life, for lifetime friend out of the whole batch, he would choose Augie. So Augie is definitely a good person. But being with Augie, Jack will also being negated by the society because he chose to be kind and accept who Augie is. But a real friend is definitely worth defending because in life you just need a few good friends. You don't need everyone in society to love you every moment. And the third message of the movie is making a choice. Well, just like how Mr. Brown shared that when given choices between Kai and right, choose Kai. Because right choice is probably defined by the majority. Because most people think if that thing is right, we assume that the choice is the right thing to do. So whether that is right or no, maybe fighting is wrong, but he was expressing disappointment towards the society that does not accept Augie. In conclusion, there's no right or wrong, because no one is able to give you an answer and define what is right, what is wrong. So when given a choice, you should try to let go of the consequences, focus at the moment of progress and see where it leads you to, because sometimes life is about following the flow, and let go of the burden that society gives you. Then you may get the real friend and you may get the choice that you really want to choose and really want to do. So just to conclude the movie, I also want to share that happiness sometimes is not about having something. It's not about having a lot of friends in the appearance, and it's not about having a lot of financial. Sometimes happiness can be very simple, which is not having. Example, not having worries, not having disasters. So happiness cannot be defined that I must have the thing. Happiness can be defined as not having something, because something will appear afterwards and you will live a better life afterwards. So this is all from me today, and I just shared a movie Wonder. I hope you guys like it. And please, you may watch it because this is a good movie this is a good feel-good movie to release your stress in the moment. And yeah, this is all from me. This is Lyanne signing off. Please join us again next Friday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Thank you.
TAR Radio, a voice with you around the campus.